Holy shit, it's like it's 2009 all over again. Can you guys tell I'm really fucking bored in between games right now? So, I have some Resistance 2 co-op footage here, and I gotta say, this was an amazing game when it came out. It was highly underrated, highly underplayed by the community. This is actually my first game back since August of 2009, so some of you may notice I'm a little bit rusty, but for the most part you probably won't even be able to tell if you never played this fucking game. So it took me a while to readjust to the controls again too, and that's typically what happens when you actually jump from one shooter to another. So, I'm partying with Junkie Junker and Krusty this round, and eventually we're going to be joined by a whole bunch of noobs this round. But that's a good thing, because the more noobs that join, that means the more points and kills for me, because obviously they're not going to know about as much of this game as I do. So we're just going to tear ass through this map called Axbridge for the next 12 minutes, and this is going to be the first of 3 videos that I'm going to post up with this game. So I'm going to use this video to explain some of the shit you're going to see, and a little bit of the background story of Resistance, and the next 2 videos are going to talk more tips and strategies and any other random fucking thoughts that I feel like talking about. Obviously, being co-op, we're playing against CPU intelligence. There's no competitive multiplayer in this video. Resistance does have a multiplayer suite, but I didn't like that shit too much, so I'm just not gonna fucking play it. Co-op, though, is where this game succeeds, and it's sort of like a mix of World of Warcraft and Zombies and World at War. And you can even see, these fucking things look like zombies, man. They're about to tear and munch my ass up right now. But for those who haven't played the game, I'll give you a brief summary of what the story of Resistance is about. The story revolves around these alien species that invade Earth in sort of an alternate timeline around World War II. Instead of World War II occurring, humanity's gonna end up having to fight against these fucks, and through a whole bunch of storylines and plot twists and shit, you'll come to learn that the Chimera are actually human. A virus called the Chimera virus, which in turn means all these fucking things are called Chimera, has mysteriously appeared and is now causing all kinds of fucking ruckus on the planet. So the story hasn't exactly said how and where the virus appeared, but I assume at some point they're gonna have to tell us what the fuck happened in the past. Now, the virus takes humans as hosts, turns them into Chimera, who then seek out other humans to either kill us or convert us into more Chimera. In other words, it's a major fucking parasite taking over the world. Now, since humans are stubborn motherfuckers, we're not gonna back down to that shit. Hence, you get the story of Resistance and our struggle to survive this new fucking threat. Now, the main story itself follows a guy by the name of Nathan Hale and his fight against the Chimera. But again, if you want the full story and all this shit, Google it, man, because it's too long a fucking story and too good a story for me to ruin for you. You know what? Just play the fucking game. It's really that fucking good. Now, real quick, this part right here I'm going to post up a video on. There is an excellent medic exploit that you can do here to get a whole bunch of kills. Now, I was thinking about doing it this round, but obviously my first game back, I don't want to fucking die. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post up another video of the exploit at this point, where the medic, of all people, can get like 200 kills easily. It's very rare for a medic to have a great game, but this is the great portion to use to exploit that. So, getting back to the story, co-op is actually sort of tied into the storyline a bit. The people right now that we are, it's a group called Spectre, and it's sort of like the task force that has to take on some of the smaller battles in this war. I mean, like any war, whether it's real, fake, fantasy, or motherfuckers trying to sink my battleship, there's always smaller fights to the greater war. So these missions are sort of the smaller fights in the grand scheme of shit. While Nathan Hale is off kicking Chimera ass in the storyline and doing whatever the fuck, we're the schmucks doing all the shitty job that nobody gives a fuck about. Granted, when we're doing some important shit, I mean, without us doing our jobs in co-op, the main storyline would be absolutely fucked with plot holes and shit that doesn't make any goddamn sense. So in that respect, co-op is tied into the whole narrative of the game. Now this part right here is absolutely fucking nuts. This is a part where you're supposed to do one door at a time, but of course, nobody fucking followed that. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna unleash every fucking enemy you possibly can in this short amount of time. There are 3 doors. I went after these mutated roaches, these little spider monkey motherfuckers. I forgot what the fuck they're called. Somebody unleashed these fucking things, which are called chameleons. You see them, it's the big predator motherfuckers that have like these goddamn claws that just tear your ass up. Krusty went over and released a whole room of fucking grids. So, I'm getting my ass tearing up. Look at this shit, man. This motherfucker's just clawing the shit out of me. Thankfully, somebody kills that motherfucker. But instead of doing each room one by one, what do? We decide we're gonna all be greedy and try and get some fucking kills. Luckily, we survived that shit. But that was one stupid fucking way to attack that room and an easy way to get your ass killed. Now, when you play this game, you need to select one of 3 classes, and that's where the whole World of Warcraft comes in, but except you don't have to fucking create a guild to collect gold and shit like that. Also, there are no wizards, orcs, goblins, elves, or any of that other mythical shit. So, the 3 classes you have are the Soldier, which is what Junkie's doing this round. He's the dude with the shield. You have Spec Ops, which is what Krusty picked this round, and that's the most versatile of the classes, and that I'm going to have the most fun when I show you that video. And the final class is what I'm doing right now, which is the fucking Medic. Now, here's the funny part about this right now. we're supposed to press 2 buttons to lower this big fucking door behind us. But nobody pressed the buttons. All we did was press 1 fucking button. So now, Krusty, being the awesome teammate he is, he's gonna go press those fucking buttons for us. And you can even see on the side of the screen, it tells you there's a little meter how far he has to go to actually press those buttons right now. It's like 62 meters or whatever the fuck. So he's running over there. He's gonna press all the buttons for us just so that we can lower this fucking door and continue on the mission. Now, this game, you probably noticed Krusty and Junkie both have their microphones on. For whatever the fuck reason, my microphone did not want to work this round. I was trying everything before the round, and now I'm going to try and do it while we have some downtime. So you can notice, I'm trying to turn my fucking microphone on, but for whatever the fuck reason, it doesn't want to turn on this game. Now, communication is not essential in this game. It's pretty fucking simple once you know what you're doing. But since Junkie's brand new, he hasn't really played this game that much, it's nice to have the microphone on so that I can kind of tell him where to go and where to stand. Especially being the soldier, because if he fucking dies, we're kind of screwed. And you see right now, he's already kind of getting his ass kicked right there, so I have to heal him up a bit, and now he's going to be able to keep fighting. There's a shitload of chimeras down that little corner right there, so I'm just going to light them up with my air fuel grenade and hopefully get some more kills. Junkie was taking all my fucking kills right there while I was trying to get my microphone on, but you know what? Sharing is caring. I don't mind when a teammate of mine tries to get some fucking kills and try and rank himself up. I don't like it when randoms do it, but when a teammate, I have no problem sharing. Now this part right here is fucking hilarious. We got this noob in this tunnel that has no idea what's coming next, so I'm just gonna shut up for a couple seconds just so he can hear this kid shit himself.
Oh shit! He's fucking everywhere!
Alright, you gotta admit, man, that shit was fucking funny. That poor kid practically shit a brick seeing all those fucking aliens come after him and shit, man. I swear, when I first heard that, I was cracking the fuck up. Now, I don't know what the fuck happened on this part, but right here, Junkie's gonna get knocked the fuck out. I have no idea if that was a suicide, if the Titan actually nailed him, but he got fucked up. And I'm sure he'll tell us in the comments. By the 5th or 6th comment, you'll see Junkie tell us exactly what the fuck happened there. But either way, it was fucking hilarious. Now, I gotta say, I'm a badass medic when it comes to this game. I know how to do my job and get a number of kills, so you're going to be able to see that I keep a number of these fuckers alive while still being able to get my kills. The gun I have does virtually no fucking damage. I mean, I could probably pee on these fucking chimeras and do more damage than this fucking gun, but you know what? It serves its purpose. Just by shooting these fucks, I replenish my own health, and you've probably seen that I was getting my ass kicked early in this game, but I didn't die. I have up to 15 healing shots that I get to fire at people to keep them alive, and I also get a shitload of grenades, so that allows me to get a whole bunch of kills on top of all the healing and shit that I have to do. Now this part right here, I know what's coming. So while they were fighting the Titan, my whole goal right here was to get to the bottom. And as much as I'm saying I'm being a team player and I'm running ahead and trying to do the objective, I'm going for kills right here. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I'm not trying to turn these fucking turrets off. All I give a shit about right here is getting my 20 or 30 fucking kills with that grenade within that motherfucker. Now when I'm the soldier, you'll see what you do in this part as a soldier. But for the medic, that wasn't pretty fucking bad. Now one of the also things I want to mention when you use any one of these classes, each class has its own special attack too, and that's that little meter that you see up in the upper right hand corner. It's called a berserk. Each class can choose from 3 different ones, but there's only really one good one per class. For the medic, the best one is called chloroform, and you're going to see that shit in action a little bit later. It freezes enemies in place, and on top of freezing them in place, it chain effects to the next chimera over, and on top of chaining over, it continues to do damage. So in other words, I don't even have to shoot these fuckers, and the damage continues to go over and over and over again. Basically, you can just shoot them one fucking time, and the damage will continue. You see right here that I finally start using that shit, and just look at it chain all the damage, man. The chimera are fucking stuck in place. Once I hit them, they are absolutely trapped, and you're gonna notice a little bit later that it becomes absolutely essential to survive this fucking round. Now this part right here, you see, I'm just healing these noobs, and that's what I mentioned. Having noobs in the room absolutely helps with the objective and absolutely helps when you're the medic, because you can get a shitload of points. When you're the medic, there is no way in hell you're going to outkill a decent Spec Ops. There's no way in hell you're going to outkill a decent soldier. Unless you're playing with absolute morons. That's the only way you're going to outkill people as medic. So as long as I have these fucking noobs, they're just going to allow me to save their ass like Superman, and they won't even have a fucking idea what's happening. Now right here, there's just another shitload of chimera. And this is part of the reasons why I like playing Axbridge. Axbridge has probably the most kills in the entire game. It only has 3 missions, and in the next video I'll explain all about the missions and shit. You're going to basically see the same 3 missions over and over and over again, but it by far and away has some of the most kills. Now there are some maps that are much better than Axbridge that are a lot more fun, but it doesn't come anywhere near the amount of points. Now up here, you're going to notice a couple of chimera. And in the next video, I'll explain something about alternate ending missions. But for the most part, just pay attention to those two guys. They're sort of bosses right there. So this motherfucker died again. Right now, I just see a whole bunch of dead people around me. I don't know if Krusty took a suicide, if he died there or not, but whatever. This part right here fucks people up. Up at the center of this little platform, there's a gun turret. And that shit just tears people the fuck up. Now I'm trying to heal this guy to protect him. Junkie took a death. I don't know if he died, if he took a suicide, or whatever the fuck. But this part right here, these guys have absolutely no clue what the fuck is going on. There's a shitload of Chimera down at the end of this platform. There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that can easily knock these motherfuckers out. Now this part you need a whole bunch of teamwork. You also need a brilliant fucking medic, and you're about to see why. Those guys down there aren't fucking moving. You notice, they're not attacking anybody, and all I'm doing is just healing these fuckers for crazy points. What they don't realize are there going to be these 3 fucking drone ships that drop down that are an absolute bitch. Now, those drone ships that just came down, these motherfuckers, they can easily fly behind you and just kill you. However, because I have the chloroform going, which is that berserk up in the corner, they are frozen in place. They can't go anywhere. They normally fly behind everybody and absolutely fuck you up. But because I know what the fuck I'm doing, they're frozen in place. Now these guys, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have no shield up. They just think that fucking Rambo is going to run into this motherfucker. But at this point, now that my chloroform's worn off, now we only have 2 final bosses, I kicked their ass. We absolutely tore ass through this mission. So this was the first of 3 videos, like I mentioned. We just completed the mission right there. Stay tuned, watch the Spec Ops video, watch the Soldier video. You're going to find it highly entertaining, especially when you consider some of the shit that I'm going to say. And my final score here is something like 103-0. Nobody else even got 100 kills. That's pretty badass for a medic. So anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.